Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Fantom, ticker FTM, against USDT. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, jumping into the daily chart, I did get multiple requests to take a look at this project, so I'm doing it, guys. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this video. Now, as you can see, we do have a multi-month support trend line over here. So we've held this in September. We back tested it as support here in November. Now we bounced off of it, and now we're starting to move back up, and we're getting above the 20 EMA. So as you can see, the EMAs were a bit overextended from each other. This is the 20 EMA, the yellow line, and the 55 EMA is the red line. Once there is a big gap in between them, that is considered unhealthy, and usually after that you see a pullback, and as you can see, we had the pullback, let alone the fact that the price action itself was overextended from the 20 EMA. So as you can see, we got to the 1.618 on the Fibonacci retracement, and this is one of the targets that we look for on the Fib retracement after breaking this swing high. So we do have the swing high over here in May, the swing low in July, as for all of the projects pretty much, and you got to the 1.618, so our next target is going to be the second Fib level, sitting over here at $6.31, basically. Get that? Well, you get the idea, around about 30 cents, 31.5 to be precise over here. Then we have the 2.272 at $10.5 and the 2.414 at $13.64. So we'll see if we can get overextended to those, but from where we are right now to this Fib level, that is 150% gains, and I think that is still good, and I potentially think we may even come back up and get to, around about $10. That is possible, I think. Let's see, that's around about, let's see how, okay, that's 295, well, almost 300%. So look for this white trend line to hold support in the future. I do think that if we get overextended, we may come back down into it. So you can just try to extend this trend line into the future to see if that holds as support. And I'm pretty sure it will hold as support in the future. But if we start losing it, then you're going to be seeing, then you're going to be losing crucial support and structural support. And that means you're going to be landing on some key levels of support. And those can be either the Fib levels, either the EMAs, or some support levels that you set up using the trend lines based on swing highs and swing lows. So we perfectly broke out of the previous all-time high over here that we created in May, and we broke through that back test as support perfectly, and then we're moving nicely along. Got a bit overextended, bounce off the trend line, continue the move to the upside. So honestly, this is a very bullish chart right now. You can see that we do have a potential head and shoulders pattern over here. So as you can see right now, we're forming the right shoulder. We do have the neckline, and the neckline is this white trend line. Let me actually take a trend line and do something like that. There we go. So yeah, that is going to be our trend line. If you see yourself losing this trend line, that means you're going to be coming back down most likely than not, and you potentially can either land on this swing high over here, or you can come all the way down to the first Fib level over here. But I don't envision that happening. For that, you would have to lose this trend line, this multi-month support trend line. You would have to lose the 1.414 on the Fib, and I don't envision that happening relatively soon. And we can easily invalidate this pattern if we just make a higher high, right? Oh my god, it's annoying how the Fibonacci retracement just moves like that. Okay, so you have to invalidate by breaking this high. You would be making a higher high, and you're just in an uptrend by that point. So that's something that we're looking for. We jump into the daily RSI. What we want to do is we want to break this RSI as well and make a higher high on the RSI so that we don't have a bearish divergence. Because if we make a lower high on the RSI and we make a higher high on the price action, that will be a bearish divergence, and we don't want that. Usually after these bearish divergences, we get corrections and pullbacks. So we want to make a higher high on the RSI, a higher high on the price action, and we'll be all good to go. As you know, once you start getting overextended into this, into the higher levels of the Fib retracement of I do apologize of the RSI over here. Once you start getting above the level of 70, you're considered overbought. And as you can see, every time you come into this area, you get pulled back down. Here in September and August, you see you had these major spikes, and you stayed overbought for quite a while, right? Almost 2 weeks. So this is what can potentially happen in December, and it can even last a bit longer. So you don't want to sell per se, as soon as you get to the overbought, because we may be entering that parabolic rise towards December. So you can, for example, sell when you just enter the overbought, but then you end up doing something like this and the price appreciates massively. So maybe just dollar cost average your way out of the project, have multiple targets, and exit, in different chunks of your portfolio. That's what I'm trying to say. So as well, what I see us doing over here is we do have this resistance level over here, and we're bouncing off of it, and we're sort of creating an ascending triangle over here, some sorts of that. So I do expect us to have a nice move very soon. Plus, you can see if you take a trend line and drag it out like this, you can see that we do have a horizontal resistance. So potentially, once you start breaking this, you're going to see a nice move towards the upside. And I would say at least you're going to get to the 1.618, and that is a 20% move in itself. So yeah, it's looking very good for Fantom right now. Now let's jump into Binance. Okay, now jumping into Binance on the weekly chart, you can see that we're doing everything we need to do. We got a bit overextended, came back down to the 20 EMA, and we're holding the 20 EMA, and now we're just starting our move. Well, we barely got to the 20 EMA, but you can consider this sort of a bounce off of it because you came back down enough, and now you're starting to come, now you're starting the move towards the upside. And as you can see, the RSI on the weekly chart was in the overbought for quite a while over here, and now we're starting to move back up there. So you wanna look at some levels where you got rejected from the RSI. Let's say over here to over here. So on the weekly chart, this will be your major take profit zone. Okay. So let me give the price tags for those RSI levels. So 96 on the weekly. From 80 to 96 on the weekly. That's your most important take profit zones, because if you don't take profit from there, you could see him move towards the downside pretty much any time. And do with that what you want. I'm just telling you that you should have your targets ready to go. Now the MACD has got a bit overextended as well. As you can see, the gap between the signal line and the moving average was quite large. Now the moving average came back down a little. The signal line is trying to catch up. So hopefully we don't get a bearish cross. We don't end up in a downtrend. And hopefully we're just going to see a little squeeze where the moving average bounces off the signal line and off we go. Now let's jump into the daily chart over here and see what's going on. So if I just remove all the drawings, you can see that on the daily chart, we got held up by the 100 EMA over here. So the 100 EMA is a nice support level you want to be looking at. Have we held as support recently? No. So this is really the first time that we've held it nicely as support in this uptrend. And if we start losing the 55 and the 20 EMA, you potentially want to look for that as a nice support level. So yeah, the 100 EMA, let's bring out the 80 EMA. Well, the 80 EMA did play a nice part in here as well. So I do use the 80 EMA, the 100 EMA, the 200 EMA, the 35 EMA, the 10 EMA, the 55, and the 20 EMA. Now jumping into the stochastic, we're approaching the oversold or the overbought. I do apologize. Sometimes I do mix those up. So we're approaching the overbought over here on the stochastic, and this is one of those signals that will give you the sell signal, sort of. And we're getting the bullish cross here on the MACD, confirming our uptrend below the histogram. The histogram is going to start turning to the upside very soon. So that is looking very bullish. And here on the daily chart, you can see that we sort of have a horizontal resistance as well. So once you start breaking through that, you're going to be flipping super mega bullish. Okay. So yeah, draw this out on your charts. We do have a fib retracement set up from the swing high over here in November and the swing low over here November 18th that we got just recently. We're barely getting above the golden ratio over here, as you can see, and we're getting rejected from this trend line once again. And if we end up breaking the swing high, you're looking at $4.58. That is going to be the 1.618 from where you break this swing high, obviously. Right now, that's not your target, but it will be after you start breaking that. Let me just turn that yellow. There you go. So by breaking this target, you're looking at that. But right now, what you want to do is obviously break this horizontal that you can see. You want to break the 786, retrace to the swing high, because potentially you can do something like this, get rejected, bounce off the 786, and then have the move towards the 1.272, and then eventually to the 1.618. But I would say that is pretty much it for this chart, guys. Looks very bullish. Have your targets ready and set to go. I would recommend you buy off the 55 EMA and the 20 EMA on the daily chart. If you're a bit more impatient, then hop into the 4-hourly chart and look at the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA over there, and look at the 100 EMA as well. So yeah, now I would be looking at a buy order at the 55 EMA, or for example, this 0.5 over here. So $2.36 is a nice place to buy in a bit more of those FTM tokens. But that's it for me, guys. Let me know if I missed out anything on the charts. Make sure to check me out on Twitter. Check out our Telegram chat and our Discord server, where you can request technical analysis on charts that you would like to see. And make sure to check out our HaZeeq Crypto Club. Feel free to become a member and get more exclusive content, get my buys, my sells. It's a great way to support me, but it's a great way to get more extra content for your support, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, guys, make sure to check out ExpressVPN. I do have a special deal for you where you can get 3 extra months for free. So ExpressVPN is the best VPN we have here in the space, and especially for us in the crypto space, it is very important to keep our data safe and encrypted, and the governments and your local network providers will not be able to track down your data if you're using a VPN, so it secures your network. So sign up for 12 months of unlimited access to ExpressVPN and our ultra-fast global network, and you'll get 3 extra months for free. So you can get your money back within a 30-day range with no problems. If you don't like something, they have 24/7 customer support, and you can enjoy unrestricted access worldwide. So ExpressVPN defeats content restrictions and censorship to deliver unlimited access to video, music, social media, and more from anywhere in the world. So we know that Netflix does this all the time, and all the other streaming platforms, region block content to certain countries, and this is a great way to get through that. So you're going to stay secure and anonymous online. So it hides your IP address, and you can basically switch your IP address to an IP address in Japan or in the Netherlands, wherever you want. They have more than 3,000 servers in 94 countries. So you can get ExpressVPN on all your devices, your MacBook, your laptop, whatever it is, your phone, console, router. You can get it all installed on all of those. So yeah, the links are going to be in the description, guys. Obviously, if you use them, it's going to support me as well, but I really do think this is a great product, and I do think we can all benefit from it. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.